And welcome back to BizDev Weekly, the business development show. I'm here with Chris Hamilton. The two of us host the show, and Chris is the author of SalesTipAday.com. Chris, thanks very much for joining.
Thanks for having me, Kirsten.
So, Chris, today you wanted to talk about demographics. Boy, that sounds like a broad term. Maybe you can sharpen the pencil a bit on that one.
Absolutely, Kirsten. It is very much a broad term. It's pretty generic when you look at it. But what I mean by this is know your customer. That's really what it comes down to. And the best advice that we could give on something like this is create an avatar for who your customer could be. And what do I mean by create an avatar is understand or create a persona for that person. How old are they? What do they do? Do they have kids? How much money do they make? Where do they live? Mm-hmm. Those sort of aspects is what you pull into your demographics. And the reason why that is so important is because that's the people, or that is the person that you want to hone in on when you're trying to get your marketing message out. As you look at it is, if your demographic is a certain area in North America, why would you target people in China, India, Australia, or anywhere like that? You cannot spread a wide net if your product can't be used in any of those places, or even if it's cost prohibitive to even implement them in some of these places. So ideally, what you want to do is figure out exactly who your client should be, get a list of those people, and figure out a way to start marketing to them. Kirsten, do you have any thoughts around that?
So, I've heard the term avatar. So essentially what you're doing is you're lining up, you're starting from Bob, and then you're building out the campaign based on who Bob is. Is that what you're talking about?
Absolutely. It could be Bob, it could be Sue, it could be a female, it could be male, it could be someone who's older, someone who's younger, and literally, start at a very high level and just think about that demographic of person and who it is. And then ultimately you scale it down and get it very pinpointed to who that person is. And then ultimately what you want to do is you want to go out and find out who that person is. I'll give you a prime example. I used to play in the oil and gas world. The best client for us was a CFO of a mid-sized oil and gas company. So what we would do is we would create that kind of persona for that person who worked in a publicly listed company, who was a CFO between a certain amount of barrels of oil a day to another certain amount of barrels of oil a day. And once we started honing in on that marketplace, boy, did our sales take off. So it works very well, Kirsten.
Well, great. So if you'd like to learn more about that, follow the links below the broadcast, or follow the credits following the closing statements. Chris, thanks for joining once again. We're obviously going to show more of your talents on BizDev Weekly. We'll bring you back for the next show.
Thanks.
See you again. Thanks, everyone, for joining.